Hi, it's Aaron, and in this video, we're going to talk about what is a CRM. Now, you may have heard us mention the words CRM in other videos, and we've told you to come and watch this video. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what a CRM is and well, everything you need to know really at the sort of basic level. So the purpose of the presentation is to get to know what a CRM is, what a CRM is used for, what it does, why anyone self-employed really needs one, the price you pay for not having one, and what a CRM costs, because there's lots of them out there and you need to get a gauge on what you should be paying for one. So first of all, what is a CRM? So it stands for Customer Relationship Management. So you're managing your customer relationship within a system, so you know where everybody's up to. So in the sales process video, obviously we said know where every customer is up to, because we're holding a lot of stuff in our head sometimes, and this system just knows where things are up to, because we update them, and if they're built properly, which we would build it for you if you went for ours, then you would know exactly where your customers are up to. But you're basically managing the relationship with that customer, so the customer's always happy. So if you think about a CRM properly, if it's done properly, it will keep your customers happy. So what's it used for? Well, just put the words in a different order. Managing customer relationships. Like I've said, it keeps them happy, tells them what to expect next, and makes you look a lot more professional. And how it does that is it manages your diary. So if you most CRM systems, when again some CRM systems come out of the box, hypothetically saying out of the box, not physically in a box, but you get what I mean. You buy one, and then you have to sort of build it. So within the CRM, you have to build it yourself. But once you've built it, you have to manage it. It manages your diary, so you can build your diary into it and all that. Don't worry about building. Don't be scared off by what I've just said. Building something, because obviously if you went for the CRM system that KBB Supply Services has, it's already done for you. But I'm just saying, if you went and bought any other random system, you'd have to spend a lot of time building the systems that are in the CRM, because it doesn't know how your business operates out of the box. You need to tell it, and that can take a bit of time. So it'll manage your diary, it'll manage all the customer communications in one place, you know exactly where you're up to. It connects to your social media channels, usually. Not all CRM systems do this, but the one that we have does. It connects to all your Facebook, Instagram, Google Business, and you can manage everything from there. You can post, you can respond to comments and all the rest of it. It really is a good bit of kit. Welcomes new customers into your business. So once they've booked into your diary, it sends them the welcome email. If you've got one of our websites, it will then send them to your case studies page. So it will really warm this customer up in the journey of from booking that first appointment with you all the way through to signing the proposal to let you go ahead with the job, and throughout the job as well, which obviously we'll come on to in another video. It keeps customers informed on where they are in your journey and what to expect next and when. The most irritating thing to all of us is not knowing. So the CRM system keeps customers informed. So your process will always be quite the same. You book a survey, then you book an appointment, then you do the survey, then you send the quote, then you send the follow-up, then you do the second meeting, then you do the job. So we know the touch points are always the same in every sales process, especially when you're doing like selling kitchens and bathrooms. So because we know this so well, we know exactly what communication to send to the customer in between each one of those points. And the dates are always set in the system, so the system knows exactly what to say to the customer and when. And it really is very powerful, because the customer thinks that you're sat there sending these communications or these messages and emails and stuff, and it's the system doing it on its own. And it's really powerful. And like I said, I've just said, it communicates with your customers without your input, which is exactly what I've just said there. It's knowing what's happening and when, because you're putting dates into it, and all you need to do is put the dates in, or the customer usually puts the dates in themselves because they're booking their own appointments. And then the communication is just sort of seamless for you. You're just sort of going through the motions, and in the background, this system's sending customer emails about all sorts of stuff and just making your business look amazing for you without you actually having to lift a finger. So myth busting time. So when we speak to people about these systems, we hear things like, well, I'm too small, I'm only doing 1 or 2 jobs a month. No matter be honest, like most of us tradespeople, I mean, I'm running a big business and even I'm terrible. We're not good at keeping in touch with people. We're not good at, keeping people informed a lot of the time. Shit gets in the way. And even if you're only doing one or two jobs a month, the time, even if you're the exception to the rule here and you are very organized, the time you're spending being organized is also, it's taking time out of your week, your month. You're still having to think about stuff because it's not in a system. So no matter where you're at, and if you are looking to grow, the sooner you put things like this in place early on before you necessarily need them is better, because when you do start getting busy, it's all there ready to go and you know how to use it. It's all, the biggest struggles sometimes come when you start doing a bit more work and then you realize you're disorganized, and then you start trying to organize things like this and it just gets a bit messy. CRM systems are for big businesses. Not true. Like I've said, everybody is starting to catch on to these systems now, and most people are using them. Which, again, if you're not, and you're trying to win work against people that are using these systems, you're going to struggle because they will just look tons better than you. So if winning your own work is important to you, no matter how big your business is, you can't ignore this. I don't need one yet. That goes back into the I'm too small sort of thing. Well, when is the right time to communicate with your customers properly? That is now. If it's one or two customers a month, it doesn't matter, because if that becomes three, four, five customers a month and you grow, a decent sized business, you'll be glad you did it sooner rather than later. You can do it later, but from my experience, when I started out, I did all this very early on. I did it because I've seen the value in being organized, and it keeps your team small. What you got to remember about these systems is they're so cheap, and what some people do is they say, "Oh, I'll get so and so to help me with my paperwork, and I get so and so to help me with this," and like these things cost money, because even if someone's doing it for free, well, they're not earning money. If you get your missus or your husband to help you, then you've just got someone's got to pay the price for that help somewhere. Did you get what I mean? Whereas these systems just take care of all that. So it's not something that I would try and do later, because if you try and do it later, you'll try and fix the problem in the meantime, and you might not even know you've got a problem. And this is where most people fail, because I can't win work, or I can't do this, can't that, because you don't look the part. The CRM system makes you look the part. I'm too busy to implement this. No, you just need to make time for it. It needs to be a priority. And at the end of the day, if you took our system, you don't need to spend time implementing it. We would do it for you. So that's a null and void myth. I get it. If you're buying one off the shelf and you've never done it before, and it's a complete, learning curve like that, then I get it. But this isn't the case with the system that we're making available to our trade partners. There's not a lot for you to do. I'm not good with computers or technology. Well, I get that as well. It is a big problem with tradespeople, but there's two things here that you need to remember. One, this is something you can't ignore forever. If you've got dreams and ambitions to live a different life, and you're going to let the fact that you're not good on a computer stop you, then it can't be that important to you, in my opinion. There's things that I wasn't good at when I first started out, and I had to overcome them. I'm not amazing on a computer. I'm good at the basics. As soon as something becomes too techy, I don't like it. But getting good at the basics is not difficult. And the other thing is, with this system, it is very easy to use. It pulls everything in for you, so it does simplify things an awful lot. And people that aren't good on computers that were onboarding into this system are finding it okay. So I wouldn't worry about that, and certainly can't be an excuse. Whatever support you need, we're here to help you with that. So don't worry. And then I've put here, why anyone that's self-employed needs one. Because, like I've said before, I'm just going to run over the key points. It makes your business look world class. If a customer's getting I've just booked a survey in with you and I've got my welcome email. And then a couple of hours later, like if you see our sales process, what we implement into the system, the customer's journey is amazing. So it makes you look amazing. Increases your chance of the sale significantly because the customer feels like, oh my God, this guy's all over it. He's sending me these things. He's so sending me all useful links to his website and all the rest of it, which is all stuff that we do. If you buy your website and do your CRM system and all that, it's all sort of woven in. And the people that are doing it are seeing the results from that already. They're winning jobs and they're doing well. Puts you above the competition because you got more touch points. So even the big boys are bad at doing this. They don't communicate with the customers as well as they should. And I don't know if that'll ever change, but you can definitely stand out here. This is an easy opportunity, low hanging fruit for you to really grab. Makes the customer feel cared for because they feel like you've gone into a lot of thought, which obviously we've put the thought in. We've implemented this into your business for you if you do the CRM. And then the customer just feels cared for. They're building trust during the sales process as a result. It reduces friction in communication. So if the customer replies to any message or email that's gone out through the system, you will see what that reply is, and then you will be able to respond manually. So it just makes things dead easy. So if the customer comes up with a query or a question, you might get a reply to one of the emails that's gone out through the system, and it's given the customer an opportunity to ask you a question which they might not have asked you before, and that again is building that trust. It's consistency as well for you and your team. So even if you bring people in, again, if you bring people into your business later on, the system's doing all the repetitive tasks, all the stuff that, I need to follow that customer up, or I need to do all this stuff. That the system is doing it for you. So once a quote's gone out, it'll automatically ask the customer after 2 or 3 days, what did you think of your quote? And there'll be a nice email. If they don't reply to that, they get another one. If they don't reply to that, to get what I mean. So all the stuff that you're really bad at doing, and we're all bad at doing, the system's just going to do for you. It's also going to reduce your admin time significantly, like massively. I had a chat with a guy last week, and he said, about the cost of it, because the cost of our CRM system is £100 a month plus VAT. And he said, well, I'm only spending, 2 or 3 hours a week doing this sort of stuff. It's not that much. I said, well, it's costing you more now to do it poorly, because 3 hours times, in a week times a month is more than £100, surely. And you're probably not doing a great job of it. When I looked at what he was doing, I said, come on, your emails don't look that good. The wording in the emails isn't as good as it could be, and it would be, so. And again, it's just this thing: get away from doing tasks that you should be focusing on: surveying jobs, quoting jobs, and managing jobs. That's it. All that other communication stuff should just be off your desk. It's not something that you should be sat doing yourself. Not this day and age of technology. This is a super cheap system. It's ridiculous to think that you would spend 2-3 hours a night or the weekend doing this emailing, following up, and all that. It's like them days are gone. You have to move on. That is old school thinking, and it's not going to get you where you want to be. And mainly, it gives you clarity. So you know where everything's up to. So in the sales pipeline within the system, you know where every customer's up to, and you're not guessing. You're not thinking, I'm not quite. Oh, yeah, I've not heard from her or him. You know exactly where everyone's up to. So we're going to do a quick quiz just for a bit of fun. So how many quotes have you sent out and not followed up on? I mean, come on, we all do it. I'm not perfect even to today. But again, the system that I use, the same system. I use this system, so I know my customers are followed up on. And how many times have you sent a quote where the quote might not even be presented brilliantly? The email that went out with the quote, what did that look like? Was it styled in your branding and you have your picture on it and all the rest of it, like it would if it was sent out through the system? The difference is frightening when you see the quality of the emails and how it all looks, and then to not follow up after a quote's been sent out. When we speak to people, they're just not following up on quotes, and when they are following up, it's like by a message or just like, and then they wonder why they're not winning jobs, because it just looks unprofessional. And if you're following up 2 weeks after you've sent the quote, it's like, well, did you give a shit, really? You should be following up within 2 or 3 days, at least. So, that's something that, there's the system just does for you. And I guarantee if you sat there saying, I always follow up and I do it on this day, that day, and that day, and I do it religiously, even if you do, the system is going to save you a lot of time. So how many people have you never got back to after receiving your quotes? And never mind following up properly, how many people have just never got back to you where, you just don't know? Well, he might have just taken one more phone call, might have just taken that one more nudge for them to say, oh, actually, yeah, can you come back and measure up? Guaranteed, if they wanted a job doing, it did get done. It just wasn't by you. Now, who did it? It was the person that built the most trust with them throughout the sales process, and it was the person who probably followed up the most. So again, this is where these systems really do save you your neck. How many times has a customer called you and you've missed the call and you didn't know? Because again, in the system, in a lot of CRM systems now, it'll tell you if you've missed a call. Having your phones answered is a really important thing as well, which we do cover off quite a lot in our support group meetings. When you buy a website, obviously you get your support group meetings, and we cover off the phones an awful lot in there. Having the phone answered is massive, but the CRM system will tell you if you've missed calls, all the rest of it. It'll record the calls, so you just always know if you've missed something. And if you missed a call, you never rang them back because you don't know who it was. Now, how many times you've had a number come up on your phone and you've not rang it back because you didn't know who it was? I mean, that could have been a customer wanting a new kitchen, bathroom, whatever it is, and you haven't bothered because you didn't know who it was. And again, because we're not collecting data properly, because we're not saving everyone's number, we're not doing the system does this for you, and it will tell you you've missed a call from Mrs. Jones, ring her back. How many emails have you sent that look unprofessional? There's still people using Gmail, Hotmail, stuff like that, which is fine after you've got an intro and you got a relationship with the customer. That's fine, but it's not fine on the first communication, and especially not for a quote. It needs to be from your company. Because again, it's who you're up against. People here in this arena do look very professional, some of them, and you need to get on that level. And it's not difficult to get on that level, but without stuff like this, it is. And do you want to do labor only work forever? Because ignoring the importance of having a system that just takes a lot of time off your shoulders, makes you look a lot more professional, it will be an inhibitor, because there's only so many hours in the week. And that 3 hours on the Sunday or whatever it is that you're doing to do following up and all the rest of it, if you're doing following up at all, if you're still doing labor only work and you're having your prices dictated to you and you're not in full control of your business, then one of the reasons why is because something like this doesn't exist in your business just yet. And, this will unlock a lot of potential moving forward. If you're doing labor only work, getting your website, getting a CRM system in place, doing the stuff that we teach in the KBB University, joining one of our support groups will get you away from that over time. It's not instant. It takes time. It's not a get rich quick scheme. We don't push you too hard. We know that you've got to do this and then transition over. But having a system to make life easy is critical. And I think for most people that ignore this sort of stuff, they won't get as far as they want to get, and that's because they're locked in old ways of thinking. So I'm hoping that a few of those questions were helpful in making you think about your own situation, because I've been there. I'm not preaching here. I've been here. I was this guy. I was doing these things, and it just takes time and learning from other people to see, oh yeah, do you know what, I need to do that, and you do it and you see the result. Why did I do that sooner? So the price you pay for not having a CRM is significant. I've just covered that off in the previous slide. It keeps us trapped. When we don't have technology and systems on our side, we end up having to pay more for manual tasks to be done by people, which in this day and age is ridiculous, especially when it's simple stuff like that. You know, and again, you know, the damage that this can do to our long-term ambitions is huge, because we need to find time in the week to do things. And if we're wasting that time doing silly things, or not silly things, but just things that we're not streamlining, we're not being efficient on, it's not going to help us in the long term. You know, so the price we'll pay for it over time is massive. What will a CRM cost? So anywhere between £3 and £1,000 plus. It depends on the complexity and the number of people using it. So in my business, I started out with a CRM that was, you know, something like 40, 50 quid a month. And I had to build a lot of the stuff in it myself. It was a bit painful. Then I upgraded it to something that was about 200 quid a month. And then now, because of the size of my business now, it's getting on for, like, you know, well over £1,000 or two. I don't even know, to be honest, but it's expensive. Now, the CRM system that we are making available to our trade partners is only about 100 quid plus VAT, and there's no limit on the number of people that you can get using it either. So it's a bargain, and what's coming with it is all the systems that we know sell. So again, you're not getting a blank CRM system, you're getting a kitchen business CRM that's got all the sales stuff in there, all the processes and the pipelines to help you sell. And it's good. It's very good, I must admit. So the next steps, if you're thinking, right, okay, you want to see this, if you want to see the CRM that we've built in detail, go and watch the CRM demo video, which is going to be after this video, or on the page where this video is. Just go and find it and watch it. And you'll see what we've done, because what we've done is we've took the blank canvas of that CRM and we've made it a specific kitchen business CRM sales machine. So go and watch that video. If you do have any questions, just email us, marketing@kvbsupplyservices.co.uk. One of us will get back to you. If you've got any queries, questions, something's not clear, you want to speak to us about getting your own CRM, I'd watch the demo video first, but I think once you've seen that, you'll be quite impressed. And most people that see it realize that actually there's a lot of value in that, especially with the one of the things that it does do, which saves you a lot of time and money, is the social media posting, because we'll teach you what to post on social media. So if you're paying anyone to do your social media, you won't need to do that anymore. But I'll let you find out that in the next video. Okay, take care of yourself. Bye bye.